Uday Sarangi sir for his introduction of the theme. A huge welcome to Dr. Sarangi.
Thank you very much. Chief guest for the morning, Rajiv ji. He's absolutely apt chief guest today morning with his background of higher and technical education as well, and even multiple other portfolios. He had overseas and our friends from India and even EU Council chamber members. As Robin ji already mentioned, this theme is absolutely appropriate for transformation of nation or to create competitive advantage of the nation. I just got reminded of the story after, in fact, we coined this theme together as a EU team. Young girl who was in just 6th standard, and she's actually daughter of one of my colleagues, and she visited recently to Nainital. And after seeing at Nainital is hill station, Martin, for your knowledge, it's a nice hill station. After visiting that place along with the parents, when she could witness so much of garbage at that kind of hill station is supposed to be a beautiful place, and people would really look forward to nice weather, absolutely without any kind of pollution. After seeing that garbage, after seeing a lot of litter in and around, she just mentioned to her mom that, "Mom, who's a responsible person for this initiative, like a small company? But I wish to see that in future, we should not see such kind of garbage, polluted cities and litter everywhere. There is no civic sense." From that really I felt at such an impressionable age, down the line maybe by 2050, because we are trying to look at India as a developed nation by 2047, and we term it as a Viksit Bharat. So I was just trying to visualize that, and the message probably which is envisioned for her that cities were no longer choked with smog, oceans were no longer filled with plastic, and forests no longer burned at alarming rates. Instead, humanity had finally embraced a sustainable future, one where innovation, collaboration and education had reshaped the way people lived. And this is the visualization for that young girl today. She will be maybe in few quotes with respect to sustainability point of view. The sustainability is not a sacrifice, it is a path to a better world. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of present without compromising the abilities of the future generations to meet their own needs. This Gro Harlem Butland mentioned about our common future, and she's very famous for these quotes. And somewhere deep down, if we really take a stock of our today's theme, innovation, innovate, educate, collaborate and educate, era of sustainable future. Does innovation come first if you need to look at that sequence? Or does collaboration come first? Or does education come first? In my views, being in education, hardcore in education after moving from industry to this side, that certainly it can be the same sequence possible. It can be reverse sequence that you educate people, let them come forward and collaborate, and then you innovate. Or you can join hands with the partners and then move forward. And even it can be concurrently, can work. You're working on education point of view for sustainable future. I'm sure Harvard did wonderful work on sustainable development, and SMU's one of the cases is quite popular. Probably I'm sure people can look at that. But likewise, when I'm looking at Martin here, I'm sure your country, sir, Sweden has did such a wonderful innovation in transforming waste into asset. And that is an Eskilstuna, I believe, waste management company which is there. And some of our students did a summer project in Eskilstuna waste management company. In India, there is no shortfall of garbage, but Sweden does that work so well that Sweden has to import garbage to use it for the kind of, producing maybe electricity, producing other kind of assets. It's same with, I'm sure, Germany, same with Switzerland. So many of our partners, when we look at them, their innovations are phenomenal in terms of for us to learn. When I take a stock of our own journey, in fact, our own business school, B School, I really feel that we have a tremendous role to play from education point of view. The role of the teachers who are sitting here, our role of the academic leaders who are sitting here. As Robin, you mentioned about China followed bottom-up approach, not top-down. But my sense is also, I think we can do that parallelly, do that concurrently. We should excite the people to come with you as a kind of movement, and not only as a CSR point of view, but as a individual social responsibility, ISR point of view. And educationists really can do wonders for that. At least if I take a stock of some of the, I'll say, patents which we filed, like Dermascape for checking in terms of skin point of view, any skin challenges point of view, disease point of view, without any kind of invasive procedure. How we came together? We came together with the MIT Media Lab, we came together with the Tata Trust funding, and our guys, our engineers could do it. But that is a part of, I'll say, always collaboration. And collaboration, personally, I feel, has a tremendous role to play. And when we look at our own partners, be it in Sweden, like MDU, be it in Germany, be it in Israel, be it in Switzerland, we feel we can give the multiplier effect to our growth, for our organizations, for our society, and for our nation, and definitely for the globe as well. Because we can work together. Innovations point of view, if I take a stock, and real life situations, this very young gentleman who studied in V School, Rahul Chandelia, came out with the IPO for 3D World, and that IPO was oversubscribed by 370 times. How old is? Just 2009 passed out. But does that happen just on their own? Not really, but collaboration is required. We should always look forward to that co-creation and co-production. Same way, one more example wherein the student leaving the college has Digital Impact Square, and she kept aside her lucrative career of management, took a break, work on from her entrepreneurship point of view, a dream to really to fructify, but work on it. And that makes a lot of sense. So likewise, young students, recently one of the young students, Vinay, worked on banana fibers and how banana fibers can be leveraged for the stationery products. I've heard recently even it is being used for even saris, sari manufacturing. So can we get into that closed loop wherein we are not wasting anything, but it can be recycled? And I'm sure the countries, represented here right now, Sweden and Finland, Denmark, Switzerland have done a lot of work in the circular economy. And we all, at least I'm sure business school point of view, definitely we owe the responsibility. In terms of our bottom line point of view also, the sustainability reporting need to be the core, not on the peripheral side. So I think EU has a role to play, EU Chamber of Commerce, Education Committee, many of the members are here. We should definitely work together for this theme. And as Robin mentioned, from the skilling point of view, that's also one of the agenda wherein many of our partners are coming forward. Just now somebody has mentioned to me that Maharashtra government has worked out with Germany. But to take it forward, the educational institutions support is required. I'm sure, I think we will try to explore. I'm more than confident that today's both the panel discussions will be extremely fruitful. But my request to my friends on the panel and particularly the co-chairs of both the panels, that ideas are valuable, ideas are important, but whatever we'll pick up here, how we can translate that into action. And if we can really set the milestones in the months to come and probably see the light of the day, I'm sure we all will be very happy to do that. Let me wish you all very happy proceedings for the day, and kind of let's work together for the good cause. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir, Dr. Sanuke. Now for the special address as guest of honor, I would like to invite Mr. Martin Hellstrom, who is Professor and Vice Chancellor for Malmö University, Sweden. Mr. Martin, huge round of applause for Martin, sir. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for inviting me here today. I'm very honored about that, and I appreciate to have the opportunity to share my perspectives on this case. I'm Vice Chancellor of Mälardalen University, and this is a university in Sweden, 80 kilometers west of Stockholm, the capital. So now you know where we are. And Västerås has the biggest cluster of industry around Västerås and Eskilstuna, and this is the biggest cluster of companies in Northern Europe, with companies like Northvolt, ABB, Hitachi, Scania, AstraZeneca, and so on. So my university is collaborating a lot with all these companies, and there's no problem to make our students employable. It's more the problem to make people in industry more educated, because we are in Europe in total we are 5% of the people in the world, and in Sweden around 11 million. So it's about high technology, and it's high education staff, and we have to think about to be on the top of the line when it comes to developing new technology and ideas, innovation. So our university, we have 18,000 students and 250 PhD students, and we are of big importance for our region, but even for Sweden. And of course, we are part of the global, the complex world and the global context. And as you know, we are living in a complex world, and the world is changing rapidly. And we have an increasing number of challenges and problems to solve. Look at the climate change, for example. The permafrost is melting now. Peace, sustainability, democracy. So big challenges. And the problems, they are connected to each other. And I would like to say we are, the problems are developing fast. And they are developing exponentially. So we have no time to wait for anything, but we have to come with innovations, new ideas, how to handle these problems and how to make it possible to live for our children and grandchildren and so on. So we have to look at the solutions, and in Sweden we are talking about the green transition in industry. We are talking about circular economy. We have big energy challenges, and we are talking about problems in the elderly care. So in Sweden we are old, more elder people than young people. And that is a big problem for us in our country. So in a way, innovation, collaboration, education are the keystones of progress in our world and for a more sustainable future. And innovation is about courage to explore the unknown and challenge the conventional. So we have to think out of the box, and we have to train our students to think out of the box. And as I said, the problems in our world are complex, and we need to think multi or cross-disciplinary, and we have to think internationally, so we have to go global. And at my university we decided this year to connect all our programs on all levels with programs in other countries. So at least 2 other programs from 2 other countries, and the idea is to connect our students all the time with students from other countries studying the same discipline or studying other disciplines. And I think that will enrich the academic discourse and give more opportunities for new ideas and new aspects of thinking. So we have to understand each other, we have to learn from each other, and we have to understand the global aspects of our problems. So that, I think, could change a lot. And we, as universities, we have to educate the students in a new way. It's not only about the expert skills, it's even about a more complete view on the world, a kind of, I call it, panoramic ability to contextualize the problems and the ideas in the disciplines. But as I said, we have to do that global, or in a global way. And I think that companies and industry, like we do in Mälardalen in Sweden, they have to be part in the education already. So together we have to make it possible for the students to see the real problems in the world, in industry, and to educate, and we have to educate together all our students in order to understand the problems in the world or at the working places. So it's not only universities, not only we can solve the problems, we have to do that together. And that is a new way of thinking, I think. So we have a lot of people in industry teaching our students, coming to the university, being teachers for our students, but even students in all our programs are on workplaces and can see what they are doing in the different workplaces, and they will get a bigger understanding of the challenges, and even, I hope, ideas how to make innovations happen. And as I said, it's really about collaboration when educating our students. And we have to do that over all borders. And education, as we say it in Sweden and at my university, education through collaboration is the key for us to make education more relevant. And it's even a way to make our students more employable, I think. So we don't have that problem, but we have the problem that we have to have more knowledge in our companies, and therefore we are reskilling or upskilling the knowledge in companies, and that is a part of our university education. So yes, expert knowledge, expertise, but even panoramic ability to understand the global context and the demands in our world. I think that's crucial. Yesterday I met the brilliant students of the V School, and when I see your students and our students, I'm not worried about the future. They are the future. And I'm very impressed about what they are thinking about. They are more educated than I was when I was a student 100 years ago, like something like that. So I'm not worried. I really can see that they will do it. So, but we have to help them to develop their knowledge, and we have to do that together, industry, politicians, and schools, and universities. So I have good hope that we will solve the problems together, and I'm really impressed about our brilliant students. And when it comes to our students and the challenges in our world, as I said, I believe they are increasing exponentially, but in the field of AI, we have not to be afraid of AI neither, because AI will help us to solve our problems in a faster way, and that is needed, because the exponential development of our problems, we have to face it. We have to face it with students with students who can handle AI and who are not afraid to face complexity and to face the problems in our world. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir, Mr. Martin Holmstrom. Now, as second guest of honor, we have Mrs. Sujata Sonik, who's IAS Chief Secretary and Government of Maharashtra. She couldn't make it today morning, so we will be playing her video message.
Distinguished guests, representatives from the European Union, educationists, researchers, everyone who is participating here today. I am happy to address this gathering at the 4th EU-India Education Summit. This platform highlights the importance of collaboration in shaping a future that is innovative and sustainable. I would very much have liked to be with you on this occasion. However, due to the ongoing assembly session and related work, I am prevented from being there, but I very much wanted to connect with you and share a few of my thoughts. Progress is rooted in quality education, driving economic growth, social well-being, and technological advancement. These are all important parts of our journey. Maharashtra is committed to delivering world-class education that empowers individuals and fuels progress. Our institutions are aligning curricula with industry needs, integrating skill-based learning, vocational training, and apprenticeship to ensure graduates are workforce ready. Of course, we can do more. Education's true impact lies in employability and thorough progressive policies so that we can bridge the gap. And for that, we need to work together to understand each other and see what can we do to improve as we go forward on this path. In an era of globalization and rapid transformation, collaboration is no longer optional. I believe it is really very essential. We need to sit together and discuss what can we do to solve the problems that we are facing. The European Union has set very high benchmarks in education through research, through innovation and critical thinking. Indeed, we are also walking on the same lines as our new education policy has outlined. By fostering deeper ties with EU institutions, Maharashtra can enhance curriculum design, pedagogy and faculty development, ensuring our students are prepared for a dynamic future, something which is both exciting as well as tech savvy. Through continuous dialogue, joint research and student-faculty exchanges, we can bridge the policy gaps, and I very much look forward to the outcomes of the discussion which can help us to do exactly that. We need to embrace emerging opportunities and leverage our youth dividend to give us positive results. The state's strength in technical education, particularly in engineering, IT, and medical sciences, offers immense potential for knowledge sharing, paving the way for a future where education transcends borders and finds progress for all. I commend its efforts in strengthening EU-India educational ties and ensuring our academic ecosystem remains very globally relevant. With these collaborations of EU Chamber and institutions, we can create a transformative educational landscape, one that nurtures innovation, fosters collaboration and empowers the youth. We really need to look at emerging sectors where we can train and equip the job requirements with the youth who are ready to take on those roles. This is our moment to reaffirm our commitment. We need to commit, we need to collaborate, and we need to find purpose in the work that we are doing in this sphere. The future is not a distant dream, but a responsibility we carry today. As India and the state move forward on Viksit Bharat and Viksit Maharashtra, we need to reaffirm and commit to an agenda that is mutually beneficial, which leads to concrete results and indeed shows us results which we can showcase. We all need to showcase what are the impact of the work we are trying to do. I hope that this drive and this effort can lead to positive.
Thank you, Mrs. Sujata Sonic ma'am, for sharing your valuable thoughts. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the keynote address by our chief guest, Mr. Rajiv Jalodaji, who's an IAS advisor, Indian Port Association, former Additional Chief Secretary, Higher and Technical Education Department, Government of Maharashtra, and former Chairman, Mumbai Port Trust. Welcome to Shri Rajiv Jalodaji for his keynote address. Welcome him with a huge round of applause.
Good morning to everybody. And there are so many distinguished educationists on the dais and off the dais. And I think I have been introduced that I have been heading the Higher and Technical Education Department in the past, but that was a tenure of 3 months. So, because by that time I had applied for the post of the Mumbai Port Authority, and then I got selected, so I had to leave that place and join here. But I donned a hat for a couple of years as the Commissioner for Skill Development as well, about 14 years back. But really this is a very, very important topic, India Education Summit, when you are looking at innovation, collaboration and education, a new era for sustainable future. I really welcome everybody, all the distinguished educationists, partners and champions of innovative and sustainable education. When we think of groundbreaking innovations, the DNA editing, the Google search engine, or the medical resonance imagery, the MRIs, they all have one thing in common: university research. From Berkeley and Vienna to Stanford and Nottingham, higher education has been the cradle of transformative discoveries. I myself experienced higher education in US because I took study leave of a couple of years from the government and went to Duke University as well. And I could imagine that what transformation that kind of an education can do. We have few institutions in India giving that kind of an education. But what Mr. Robbins said is equally important, because while I was the commissioner for skill development, that time we were actually engaged with a scheme of Government of India called the Modular Employability Scheme. I believe that scheme may be still existing, but there was an eye-opener for us that our students from polytechnics and ITIs actually, or from other these kind of vocational training institutions that were coming out into the job market, were not really employable. So Government of India came out with a scheme that let industry design the course based on its needs, and that course will get actually certified by the Council for Vocational Education. Then training can be imparted by the industry partner itself, and a third party certification will be done, and government will also give some grant for doing this vocational education. It was revealed that at that point of time we had only 450 vocational courses, and China had 45,000 vocational courses. Though Germany, Korea also were far ahead because they had vocational along with regular education system. And then gradually when it started, within 1 year from 450 we reached to 2000 in the country. That 2000 vocational courses got designed. But that was for bottoms up. That how, because I remember a company coming to me that they have an institution in Panvel, I will not name that company. They have a capacity of 25,000 and they were not even able to get 2,000 people who were willing to work there. The capacity was lying vacant, and they said that we have got an order in Singapore where we just need bar benders who need to just study a map. No big education is needed. A 7th, 8th grader who just reads a map can do bar bending, 2,000 jobs, $2,000 per month salary, and compulsory 3 years they were getting that job. So there are jobs in the market. Yes, there is a big mismatch that we have to look at, and really this is the place where I think, because Europe has done quite well in vocational education, many of their institutions. So besides higher education, yes, vocational education is equally important, and when India is growing, and I believe EU and India partnership will strengthen in future years, there is a need of serious collaboration. Yet as we navigate rapidly evolving world, our higher education systems must be more than repositories of knowledge. They must be engines of innovation, collaboration and sustainability. Education should not be about finding answers on Google or YouTube. It must equip students with critical thinking, problem solving and discriminatory reasoning to sift through the information and generate new insights. The future belongs to those who can innovate, not just consume knowledge. Innovation thrives on collaboration. The academic world must integrate with industry and government to ensure that research leads to real world solutions. Here I will give a couple of examples. One is an institution called CU's, the Center for Urban Science and Engineering. This actually got created at New York by industry and New York University. And then a similar institution, their subset got created at IIT Bombay. That time I was working in the Mumbai Municipal Corporation, and then Mumbai Municipal Corporation joined hands with this Center for Urban Science and Engineering, because maybe I was told that 25 years before, because I was in Mumbai Municipal Corporation more than a decade back, that 25 years before there used to be research collaborations with VJTI, IITs and all, along with Mumbai Corporation, so that various urban management problems used to find research solutions by collaboration. Unfortunately, that got dwindled and these systems got broken. So with their help, we were doing very, very small stuff. And then Tata Strategic Consultancy Group, the Tata Engineers Consultants Group, they also came together. And very small solutions, as basic as how to design a kachara kundi, how to design a kachara gali where the people will, because it used to be quite heavy, and the wheels and all that were made, that was so heavy that it needed 2-3 people to carry that kachara. So we need lot of solutions which are in real life and can generate huge employment as well. Then there is another example which we created very recently at Mumbai Port, a center of excellence on ESG and circularity we created for maritime and port sector per se, and we named it as Mumbai Port Sustainability Foundation, and it will be advising and doing some research projects, pilot projects for all the 12 major ports in the country. These are major ports are those which are the central government ports, and they carry almost 55% of the country's cargo. And just for the information of everyone, that presently India's exim cargo is just little bit less than 1.6 billion metric tons. Now, in the next 25 years, this cargo is going to reach somewhere between 5.5 to 6 billion tons. In such a scenario, all kinds of development of ports and related infrastructure and service sector is a humongous opportunity as well as a challenge. Europe has passed through this, and there is lot of learnings for Europe as far as now, because in sustainability, as far as logistics, transportation, management of port is concerned, they are much ahead presently. But their learnings will be very useful in this sector of logistics as well, where lot of collaboration can happen. Research without industry and government support risks remaining theoretical, while industry without research will lack depth and vision. The world's challenges, climate change, resource depletion and social inequities demand a new approach in education. Sustainable education must embed environmental consciousness in all disciplines, teach soft skills. This is seriously lacking in our system: adaptability, resilience, ethical leadership, alongside technical expertise. We have to emphasize circular economy principles in business, engineering, policy education. We have to use digital transformation, though it is a buzzword, but really to embed digital transformation in our day-to-day working is a very big challenge for everybody. Our education systems must not focus only on quality education, but future-proof learning. Graduates must be agile, innovative and sustainability driven, equipped to tackle emerging global challenges. Higher education should not just react to change, it should lead it. By innovating, collaborating and integrating sustainability, we empower students, strengthen economies and build a more equitable and resilient future. Let's embrace this new era of education, one that is truly innovative, collaborative and sustainable. And I really thank EU Chambers for remembering me and calling me for this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, sir, for your keynote address. Now I would like to invite Dr. Renu Shom, who is Director the Council of EU Chamber of Commerce in India, to deliver the vote of thanks. Dr. Shom has been associated with EU Chambers since 2010, and prior to joining the Chamber, she was associated with Indian Merchant Chambers IMCA Secretary in charge of International and India Calling Committees. A doctorate in economics with more than 2 decades of experience in business operations, stakeholder management, administration, and people management. May I now request Dr. Renu Shom to kindly deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Induji, for giving a generous introduction. So at the outset, I would like to thank each of you for coming and attending this summit, fourth education summit, U India Education Summit, and in the morning. And I know it's very difficult to come for such events, but really we are thankful to you for attending. And my heartfelt thanks to our leadership, Mr. Robin Banerjee, who is leading the organization. Under his guidance, we are trying to do a lot of new things. And of course, Dr. Uday Salunke, who is the chair of this education committee, he is very passionate, and I would say this is the most active committee of the chamber. And you can see this is the fourth education summit which we have been doing in Rome. And my special thanks to Mr. Martin, who is a guest of honor. Thank you, Mr. Martin, coming all the way from Sweden and delivering a welcome, your keynote address. And especially I would like to mention about Mr. Rajiv Jalota ji, whom I have, of course, I've been knowing him for many years. And yesterday we came to know Mrs. Sujata Soni cannot join because of the budget session is going on. So she sent me a message late evening. And I happened to meet Mr. Rajiv Jalota ji in the night, and I requested him, sir, can you please grace the occasion? So that not only shows his, attitude towards I would say, education, his passion towards education. He has accepted our invite, sir. Definitely we should give a round of applause for that. So thank you so much, sir. And I would also like to mention and thanks each and every panelist who would be delivering their or who will be sharing their knowledge on the various subjects. Of course, we have two co-chair of our education committee, Dr. Shastri from SRM and Mr. Nilesh Gaikwad, who is also from one of our friends' school. So they both would be moderating the two sessions, and I would request all of you to kindly remain present because lot of good things we would be going to be discussing. And with this, I would definitely like to thank each of you. But before that, also it's my task to thank our sponsors of the day. Without their support, we cannot hold such events, And first of all, platinum sponsor, Wellington Institute. So thank you. You always, support us. We should give a round of applause. And then we have Yangpo University, Mr. Samir Khatanis is also there. Thank you, Samirji. And our gold sponsor, Hindustan Institute of Technology. They are based in Chennai. Mr. David and Mr. Jacob is here. Thank you very much. And our silver sponsor, Credila Financial Services and PCT Pimpri Chinchwad University. Thank you so much for supporting our initiatives. And also I would like to thank each and everyone from my team who have really put in a lot of hard work. I know they all were working yesterday till 1 o'clock in the office to make this happen. So thank you very much. You have really done a good job. So with this, I would like to end this session, inaugural session. But before that, it's my present task to felicitate our guest of honor and chief guest. So with this word, can I request my team to kindly, come? Thank you. So Mr. Banerjee, I would request you to kindly felicitate Mr. Rajiv Jalota ji. I know we should have been welcoming him. request to kindly welcome Mr. Martin.